you're watching the SA Sports Show. The SANFL has been terrific this year, and a player that Norwood were very happy to get back. Obviously played some juniors, but spent some time with Geelong and did exceptionally well in a couple of years there. Cam Taheny joins us. Cam, how are you, mate?
Yeah, going well, thank you. Thanks,
mate. Good to see you back in the red and blue. No doubt a good opportunity to get back and play with some of your mates.
Yeah, awesome to be back. A few familiar faces from when I was here originally, but a few new ones as well. So, yeah.
Mate, was it a tough call? I mean, 2 years with the Cats, and things looked pretty good early for you when you got over there, mate, and then it's been a bit of a battle. And then when you finish, normally guys of your ilk are sought after by a lot of clubs. Was it a tough decision to pick Norwood, or was it just easy to come home and back to Norwood?
It was a pretty easy decision in the end. Norwood's a very good football club with a lot of history, and yeah, it's a pretty big honour to pull on that Norwood Guernsey. So to come back and run around at the parade again, it was a pretty easy decision.
Cool. Made it seamless, mate, coming back in, straight back in. Not that much difference between, I know one's professional and one's semi-professional, but for you, transition's been seems to be pretty smooth, mate. You're playing pretty well. Other than last week, you weren't happy with yourself, but it's been pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty seamless. We've got a new coaching group there to what I had originally when I was at Norwood. They've made it pretty easy with the transition. Obviously, familiar teammates from when I was there earlier, also making it easier to come back.
And we know Norwood headed over to Port Lincoln for round 3. How was that heading home and playing in front of a home crowd? What did that round mean to you?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Being an Eyre Peninsula boy myself, never would have pictured running around on Centenary Oval in a SANFL Guernsey. So to do it in a Norwood Guernsey, it was an awesome experience. And I know that myself and the four other EP boys really enjoyed it.
Mate, sorry, mate. You'd be aware of the history of Cleve and the amount of players that have come through the system from down there. Did you have any players that you sort of thought, well, I'll follow in? Because a lot of guys came down and played a lot of league football from that area.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, spent a fair bit of time with Corey Enright. He was just up the road at Kimber from Cleve. We had the Wakeland brothers as well from Kimber. Sam Gray, he's a Rudau Rams boy. Also, I think he taught me Auskick actually when I was at school at Cleve. So, we've had a lot of people come through just my region, but even the greater Eyre Peninsula area.
You could pick a team, couldn't you? You could pick a team that would be a really good team from that area, that area.
Yeah.
Unbelievable area. Norwood, we discussed this last week, didn't we? That Norwood, that's their zone now. It's a really rich zone, and it has been for a long time. How about your time with Geelong? There's some big name players. There can be an ageing list, getting a bit of criticism for it over the journey. But for you, who do you reckon you learnt the most from on training days?
Yeah, for me, I probably spent a fair bit of time with Jeremy Cameron last year, just sort of in and out of rehab. So as a forward, to learn a few tricks off him, he was awesome for me in terms of how to do a few little tricks that he does up forward and just shake off defenders, just little pointers that you just don't really think matter in a game of footy that go a long way to helping you be a better player.
I mean, when you get drafted by Geelong, so I'm just thinking of the journey for you, mate. So Cleve to Norwood to Geelong, and the first time you come down to Norwood, it's kind of like exciting but nervous. What's it like going from Norwood into a room there's Dangerfield, there's Selwood, what was that like the first time you went into that group?
Yeah, I had to pinch myself just to make sure I wasn't dreaming. These guys that I grew up watching on TV in the same room. It was a little bit starstruck at first, but you learn pretty quickly that they are just regular, everyday humans like yourself. They're very welcoming and want the best for you and the best for the club. And I think that's what's so good about Geelong and why they've had so much success for a very long time is they're a very good club with a very good culture, and they make you feel like you're right at home.
And speaking of being human as well as an athlete, what keeps you busy off the field?
Yeah, so I'm just doing a little bit of garden maintenance work with my cousin, actually Brad McKenzie, who former Norwood player. So keeping busy with him at the moment, and picked up a bit of uni also this year.
Any other sports, mate? You look like a sporty type. Not only footy. What do you like?
Enjoy my cricket. I try to play as much cricket as I can when I get the opportunity. Haven't really had the opportunity the last couple of years, so coming back to Norwood over the off season, there's been a a couple of times where I've been able to get back home and play with the local club.
What do you do, mate? What do you do?
I'm a bowler, can't bat.
Can't bat?
No, not much of a batter.
Bowler. What do you bowl?
Left arm, just gentle mediums. Yeah.
I heard they call you Bilo as a bowler.
Yeah, right.
Help yourself. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding, mate. Look after your batting, mate. Get into the batting, mate.
Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him.
Cricket sledging going on here. Hey, mate, this is a big game for you this weekend, though. You're up against the Panthers, mate. Both, the Panthers had a great season last season. They were tipped to be in the top 3 or 4 at the start of this season. They've had a bit of COVID problem going through them. Both teams are 2 wins, 3 losses, so it's a pretty important game. Yeah,
it is. For us, especially at home.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it is this week. Both teams would love a win right now, just break even on that win-loss on the ladder. And for us to respond after the weekend we just had down at Sturt, it's a pretty big game for us and one we'd like to walk away with a win.
Yeah, no one likes to talk about losses, mate. I know the one against Sturt was a pretty tough one. Sturt are one of those teams that seem to be really solid but fly under the radar. You know, they're a team that most people don't give the credit to, like they would give to Norwood or Glenelg or, you know, the bigger traditional clubs. Yet Sturt back in, you know, the 70s and 80s were dominant. But right now they're playing some pretty good footy.
Yeah, they are. And that showed on the weekend. I think against us they took away a lot of things that we're good at and used their strengths very well. And they're definitely a team that we respect a lot. And it will be good to come up against them again later in the year and hopefully have another crack at them.
And for you personally, how do you kind of mentally get yourself back up from a bit of a tough loss?
I guess we've got a pretty tight-knit group down at the parade, which we're very good at moving on pretty quickly. Minds are focused on this weekend against South Adelaide. We can learn a bit from the weekend against Sturt and improve in areas which will help us against the Panthers, but obviously a new challenge and comes with new things that we need to learn about them.
Hey Cam, I know we're going to talk a bit about Norwood. About yourself though, mate. You're only 20, so can you see yourself another good year here, back into the AFL? Is it still on the radar for you?
I guess it's always in the back of your mind. Every kid's dream is to play at the highest level. For me now, personally, just playing good team footy out at Norwood and helping us achieve as much success as we can have this year. I think, we can play a big part in this season in the SANFL and hopefully go real deep into the finals and see if we can cause a few upsets.
Well, Cam, I've no doubt you're going to play well, mate. I don't doubt that for a minute, and I don't doubt you're going to get back into the system either, mate. Hope it's a really good season for the rest of the season with Norwood, mate. Appreciate you giving us a bit of time to come in. So good luck on the weekend against the Panthers.
Thanks.
Still a little bit more to come on the show. Stay with us.